Hey, what's up, Lightbolt Joe here. Today we are going to discuss the 2004 cult classic horror film Saw. As we see, we have our lovely Billy the Puppet next to me. This is directed by James Wan, written by James Wan and Leigh Whannell, introducing Leigh Whannell as an actor. This is based off of James and Leigh's short film of the same name. Pretty much the short film was like 16 minutes long for when they were in film school. Okay, this was like their final project, and it was kind of the reverse bear trap mask scene that we see. Shawnee, what's Shawnee's last name? Shawnee Smith? I forget. We gotta remember these things. Does it say it next to me? It does not. Her character of Amanda wears that reverse bear trap mask, face mask that will and kill you. That's basically what their short film was. So it was blown up into a 103-minute long horror film. It is incredible. This is spurred. I can't talk today for some reason. It's weird. It has spurred numerous sequels. 8 total Saw films have been released. The 9th Saw film, called Spiral, starring Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson, was supposed to be released in 2020, but because of the COVID-19 pandemic, it has obviously been pushed back to 2021. We'll see when that actually comes out. I have no idea. So I've always been very apprehensive about talking about these films because I love these films with a passion. It is twisted, it is gory, but it is a psychological thriller series. It really makes you think what's right, what's wrong. What would you do to survive? Do you have that flight or fight mechanism? How do all the pieces of the puzzle fit together? No pun intended, because Jigsaw does leave a jigsaw piece cut out into his victims. Incredible. I've wanted a jigsaw cutout, like, as a tattoo for quite some time. But honestly, I'm thinking more of just, like, a red spiral. You see, like, on his cheek? I think that's pretty entertaining. Okay, so this first movie has back and forths about how these characters got in this present situation, and I know I've discussed my hatred towards those particular things, but this works because it's like appropriately spliced together of the plot, not 40 minutes of present, 20 minutes of past, 20 minutes of present, 10 minutes of past. It doesn't do that. It gives you an equal amount of time for past and present, how these characters got in this situation. So we open up the movie with Adam, character played by Leigh Whannell, in a bathtub. There's this glowy key that gets sucked down a drain. He stumbles out, and then Adam is stuck in this bathroom with what's his name? His name is Lawrence in the show. I forget. Carrie Lewis, is that his name? I think it's Carrie Lewis. He was in Princess Bride. He plays his character Lawrence, who's a surgeon. So they're both chained up to pipes in this bathroom. They have this dead body who shot himself in the head, in the middle of this bathroom. It's a big bathroom. We don't know at this present moment, at this present movie, we don't know where this bathroom is. In future movies, we later, are told where this bathroom is. So they discover that there's these little cassette tapes on their person. There's the cassette player in the middle of the room. They each, take turns listening to their tapes. They have to find the clues, and then they find these bone saws in a bag in one of the toilets, and then, it's meant for them to cut their limbs off if they don't follow the rules prior to the 6 o'clock mark that Dr. Lawrence has to kill Adam. Somehow, whether it's the poison in the blood of the dead guy, put it into a cigarette that they find in a wall, or whether it's a bullet in a gun that they also find in the wall, straight to Adam. But they also discovered that the mirror in the bathroom is a two-way mirror, and there's a camera on the other side. So that's the present of this film. Down the road of the film series, we learn that this is actually the middle of the story, the middle of the Saw story. Definitely not the first of the Saw story, but definitely the middle of the Saw story, which is why these film series are incredible, because it's a lot of what happened previously, where we are now, who's taking over what, blah, blah, blah. So this character, John, has a frontal lobe tumor, which is cancerous. He is dying. He originally had colon cancer, but then the colon cancer migrated up somehow, created into a brain tumor, cancerous brain tumor. He doesn't have much time left to live. But because John is annoyed with how the world is, let's put it that way, we get more clarification as the movies progress. He wants revenge on the folks that have treated him badly or have treated those people badly. Who is cheating the system and why, etc. So he wants them to pay. But he gives them a choice. Make your choice. Live or die. Make your choice, right? He speaks through Billy the puppet. Billy rides a tricycle. So Amanda is a drug addict. She's giving a chance of new life by completing this task to save herself, which she wins. Adam and Lawrence are chained up. They're given a task to complete to save themselves. Lawrence cuts his foot off. That's the last time we see him until many movies later, which we will get into. What else? Lawrence's wife and daughter are being held against their will by this orderly named Zepp. The theme song to Saw, da 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 da, right? It's very Pirates of the Caribbean, but it's not. It's called Hello Zepp, and that's the theme song throughout the entirety of the Saw franchise, Hello Zepp, and it's derived from the character of Zepp. Zepp is an orderly in the hospital where John was admitted to. Dr. Lawrence was John's doctor, giving him the, cancerous diagnosis. So Zepp has also been given a, challenge of either kill Dr. Lawrence's wife and daughter or succumb to the poison that's in your lungs. Only I have the antidote. Do as I say, follow the rules. That's the big reveal at the end. But the other big reveal is that John himself was actually the dead body in the middle of the floor the entire time on the bathroom. Takes off this mask of an exploded skull, and he's the one who actually electrocuted both John and who electrocuted Lawrence and Adam throughout the course of this hour 40-something long movie. That was the big reveal. And then at the very, very end, as Adam is screaming, "No, stop, no," you have this gorgeous, musty green light protruding everywhere, and you have Adam just going, screaming at the top of his lungs, and then just flashes of the entirety of the movie, along with, Danny Glover's character of the detective trying to, solve the Jigsaw murders previously. Because, as I explained, the back stories of this is the previous Jigsaw murders up to the main story that we have of Adam and Lawrence in the bathroom. But then it's the beautiful final, cutout scene of and then John goes, "Game over," and closes the door. Oh, I got chills. I still get chills all these years later. I was not allowed to watch this movie when I was a kid. I was 14 years old when this came out, which was weird because my parents were very, horror driven when me and my brother were kids. So, we watched, classic Universal monster movies. We watched Godzilla movies all the time. We watched, Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street. We watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We watched all those movies when we were kids. So it was weird that we weren't allowed to watch the Saw movies when I was 14 and my brother was 12. So, I don't know. We didn't really push it any further. But once the third movie came out, we were like, all right, this is ridiculous. Let's watch this. So I remember distinctly the first time I watched the Saw movies was with me and my brother and our dad. It was a Friday night. We started at I want to say 8. We watched the first 3 movies that Friday night into Saturday morning. And it was a triple feature. It was back to back to back. And the twists at the end of each film correlating to how everything is intertwined. We were just we just could not believe what we saw, and it still gives me chills remembering those moments with my dad and my brother, and just now watching it as I'm, crocheting another, surprise art project, but having Billy right next to me in the process doing that. My TV's there. It's just so amazing that I still get all these emotions. I still have all these memories. I still get all these feelings 16 years after this first movie came out. So thus concludes our Saw 1 review. We are going to have Billy next to me throughout the rest of the 7 other movies we need to discuss. And yeah, it's going to get a little dicey trying to get all of the plot points together because, like I said, everything now moving forward intertwines with each other. 1, 2, and 3 is pretty cut and dry, but then 4 through 8 is you have to pay attention, but it's still a gorgeously crafted horror franchise. So this James Wan and Leigh Whannell, this is their introduction into Hollywood, into their introduction to the entertainment industry. We would not have the Conjuring film series or the Insidious film series without Saw, because and Upgrade, I love Upgrade, and Dead Silence. We would not have any of these film series or horror films for that matter without James and Leigh first doing Saw. So thank you both, to you incredible geniuses. I'm so happy you did that as a final film project for film school, as a short. And I'm looking forward to my future Saw spiral tattoo at some point, somewhere on my body. I am very excited. Yes, good times. Okay. Mucho mahalo.